I'm sprawled on the couch in our dingy Brooklyn apartment, Nick's head heavy against my shoulder, close enough I can feel the heat of him seeping through my sweater. His fingers trace lazy circles on the frayed fabric near my wrist, like he's sketching some secret only he knows. The jazz hums low from a cracked speaker, blending with the clink of ice settling in our half-empty glasses. He smiles, eyes half closed, like this moment's all he needs. Me. I'm watching the clock, waiting for the right second to shift the game. When the doorbell cuts through the haze, I'm ready. If you've been here before, you know the deal. Hit that like, subscribe, turn on notifications. New around here, you picked a hell of a story to start with. Either way, I'm glad you're here. Let's dive in. Nick's nestled against me, head tilted into the pillow wedged between us, his fingers brushing the sleeve near my wrist. The jazz drifts, soft and sultry, mixing with the clink of ice in our glasses on the scratched oak coffee table. The cushions hold the shape of us, still and quiet, as I run my fingers through his hair. Not thinking, just moving. He nuzzles his cheek against my hand, that same smile lingering, eyes shut tight. Maybe he wouldn't have done it if he knew. That's part of why I fell for him so hard, this version of him. All soft edges and blind trust. I glance at my phone. No messages, no reason, just a spark. My thumb moves faster than my brain. 3 words sent. He shifts, stretching a leg until his foot grazes the table's chipped edge. Everything okay? I lean down, kiss his forehead. Perfect. His smile deepens, and he keeps tracing faint shapes on the blanket near my hand. He doesn't suspect a thing. I watch the minutes tick. 10 minutes. 11:14. The doorbell hums, and he jolts upright. I ease up slow, the oversized sweater I borrowed from him hanging past my knees. My bare feet glide silent on the worn hardwood as I cross the room. He sits up, sluggish. Who's that? I glance back once. Hang on. You'll see. You'll know her. I twist the lock with one hand, the other resting easy by my side, pulling steady but lifting. She steps in, no hesitation. Her long coat swirls around her ankles, the gray silk blouse catching the dim glow of the streetlight outside. Her eyes lock on mine, not a smile, not a question, just a look that carries something quiet and sure. I greet her with a light touch on her shoulder, whispering, "He doesn't know yet." She turns toward the living room, calm and magnetic. I shut the door behind her, her heels clicking soft on the floor. Nick appears in the hallway, barefoot, shirt rumpled from our night on the couch. He freezes when he sees her. She says nothing. Neither do I. I step toward him, slow, my hand settling on his chest. His face shifts, still not grasping what's happening. "She's here for you," I murmur. His eyes flick from me to her, back to me. She starts shrugging off her coat. 1, 2, 3. The fabric falls, revealing a shimmering camisole that glints in the light. He opens his mouth, but I raise a hand before he can speak. "Don't talk." She glides across the room, standing before him, close, closer than polite. Then, without a word, she leans in and kisses him short, calm, certain. I watch his face shift, not stiff, not shocked, not stunned by something he didn't expect. I step behind him, hands on his hips, my cheek brushing near his shoulder. "It's okay," I whisper. "Just go with it." He takes a sharp breath. He doesn't step forward, but he doesn't pull back either. She smiles once, then moves to the couch where we were just lying. I gently turn him toward her, my fingers lingering by his side. He looks back at me, like he needs one more yes. I meet his eyes, then sit down first. I sink into the cushions, deliberate, calm, no rush, right where his head rested minutes ago. She's beside me now, coat gone, her camisole catching the light as she moves, her eyes flicking between us, unreadable but steady. I take Nick's hand, tug gently until he follows. He moves slow, still watching the scene unfold. I guide him to sit between us, the air shifting as the space closes. I kiss him first, intentional, serious, present. One hand in his hair, the other gripping the edge of his shirt, anchoring him to the moment. He hesitates, like this caught him off guard, and I lean closer, keeping him near. Then, as his lips meet mine, I pull back just enough to redirect. My fingers graze his jaw, turning his gaze to her. He blinks, startled for a breath. But I guide him forward, my hand on his jaw, thumb brushing the corner of his mouth. She sits still, watching him, not saying a word. And then he kisses her. He reaches for her, holding her lightly as his shoulders rise with a shallow breath. I watch their lips meet, the quiet around us growing heavier. She blinks at the contact. He exhales slow. When I look at him again, his expression is unreadable, like the moment pulled him under. I kiss him again, fiercer now, holding him close as he sits beside me. I lean into it. She settles closer, calm and silent, her hand resting near his elbow. I break the kiss just long enough to whisper in his ear, "You're safe. Just stay here with us." He nods, but his eyes dart to her again. I pull them closer, keeping the moment still. I lean nearer to him, voice steady, reminding him he's not alone. She's between us now, calm, focused, the evening light casting soft shadows across her shoulders. I place a hand on her back, just above her waist, holding the space between us. He watches, quiet but locked in, still catching up to the moment we made. I lean forward, my cheek brushing hers. No rush, no challenge, just a quiet gesture saying, "You're safe here." She exhales softly, her eyes turning to him, her expression shifting open, steady, almost inviting. I glance at him and nod once. That's all he needs. His hand hovers near hers, unsure. I guide them forward with a light touch, letting them meet. Their fingers find each other, not lacing, not gripping, just a silent agreement to be close. He exhales through his nose, steadying himself. She looks at me, and I give a faint smile. She reaches for her coat's clasp, pulling it off her shoulders. I help her fold it, my fingers grazing the soft fabric before setting it aside. Beneath, her camisole shimmers in the warm window light, elegant and easy, just like her. He's watching her now, not in shock, but in recognition, like something clicked that he didn't get before. He touches his shirt collar, hesitating. I step in, smoothing the fabric, unbuttoning the first button for him. My hands stay gentle, not leading, just helping. Then he takes over, slower, more focused. I don't push him. Neither does she. When his shirt's undone, I help slide the fabric aside, resting a hand on his back. No force, just there. She places a hand on his arm, and he glances at her. Nothing said. It doesn't need to be. We're all aligned now. I kiss her temple, a light, steady touch. She leans into it, her head tilting just enough to rest on my shoulder. He's still in front of her, eyes flicking between us, alert but not hesitating anymore. She brushes my wrist, her thumb pressing lightly where my pulse beats. I look at her, then him, keeping my voice soft. "You're with us. That's all." He nods. We shift closer, closing the small gap between us. No need to rush. Our hands meet on his arm. Her other hand touches mine. I watch their fingers move, not searching, just staying connected. He looks overwhelmed for a second, but not scared. I rest a hand on his chest, and he stills under it. She leans closer to him, not chasing, just supporting. I say nothing more. I don't need to. She kisses my cheek lightly, and I smile not for the kiss, but for the peace it brings. He's still between us, tucked into our presence. Everything after is quiet, just touch without force, just breath without weight, just the closeness of two people who want him right where he is, and he stays. What do you think they're thinking right now if you had to pick the one you trust in that room? Who would it be and why? Drop it in the comments. I'll read them. If you haven't yet, subscribe, turn on notifications so you don't miss what's next. Thanks for watching.